Uh, uh, oh my god, they can't hear you. Oh, now they can hear you. It's ready to get ready to rumble.
Woo!
Welcome everyone to WrestleMania 2025. In this corner we have Yessie.
Woo!
Versus in this corner Duncan.
Duncan is
I'm a trash man.
Duncan is tall and I am short. We know how this is going. I kicked Duncan's ass.
I saw an extremely tall man at work today.
Okay.
He was really tall. I was like, dang.
God dang.
I'm also short, so I don't know exactly how tall he was, but he had to be like over 6.5 feet.
Dang.
Anyway, we're all tired today. I think that's the vibe.
Yeah.
But we want to get done quite a bit.
Yourself, I'm well rested.
Oh yeah, you overslept.
Exactly.
That would have been nice. Me and Duncan stayed up real late playing Marvel Rivals, and then I had to get up early to feed my cat before I went to work.
I was busy carrying Dan all night.
Hello?
Girls, you're both pretty. Can we play the game now?
No.
Okay.
You want the game?
I wore my lawyer socks today.
Lawyer socks.
I
wore my lawyer undies today.
Wow. No, I was gonna say I have socks that have little gavels and scales of justice and say the word lawyer on them. Yeah, I got some for my Phoenix cosplay because tell me this man would not love a novelty sock.
Oh. Hello.
What?
I forgot what we need to be doing right now.
Professor Edgeworth.
He's hitting you with the prosecutor stare.
I am going to explain concepts and ideas to you today. Where are you going? I don't know what this bit is. This is not a bit.
Cool, I totally posted something that was not meant to go there, so I retracted it. I thought I copied something and I didn't.
That's pretty cool. All right, we're doing good today. All right, so did I look in this well? I'm gonna look at it. So what we're doing, the circus is back in town.
The circus.
We're trying to figure out what the idea. What? We're trying to figure out what is happening. What happened at this prison?
I think we were trying to figure out, like, because we think that, like, you know, the knight basically died in his cell, right? We want to figure out, like, how the hell his body moved.
Yeah, and
right?
we're also trying to prove Simeon Saint's innocence.
Exactly.
So. Well. I wonder if it was the work of the prisoners to make it so sturdy. I skipped that part.
Somebody's left a bunch of tools for lying around. There's a long piece of rope and a pretty heavy-looking weight.
I would say it looks about 30 pounds.
Whoa, Mr. Edgeworth, how did you know that?
Elementary,
read,
my
Kay.
dear Kay.
Oh, I was gonna say Kay doesn't know how to read. Oh, never mind, she canonically does.
Dang it.
Let's see. It weighs 30 pounds.
This is
Excellent
canonical.
deduction, Kay.
This is canonical proof that Kay knows how to read.
Yeah. Oh, and there's some pulleys too.
I fucking love pulleys. Kay, can you stop touching everything in sight?
No. Oh, come on. It wasn't like I was gonna take anything.
What exactly were they being used for, I wonder? Okay.
Pulleys.
We're getting into the voice.
When I was a kid, I remember there was this one, like, I think it was a college or something, and they had this game, and you got to play with, like, little teeny tiny robots and learn how pulleys work. And I was obsessed with that shit.
Pulleys are sick. That was like a real statement by me.
My favorite simple machine.
Duncan, would you like to be Mr. Sawit today?
Yeah, for now.
Sure, I can do that. All right. What voice should I go for? Give me a direction.
I go, like, overly polite with it because, like, he's trying to be the model prisoner and trying to not get in trouble for
I would say high pitch and skeevy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Attorney, sir, how are you today, if you don't mind me asking?
Today? We just talked to you earlier, Mr. Sawit.
Oh, heavens, I do apologize. Ever since I came to call this place home, I've been working on my interpersonal skills, you see.
Attorney stare. In order to be as annoying as possible.
I'm currently helping out the circus show stage tear down and clean up. But if you have need of me, I'll do my utmost to help.
God, I guess we have need of you.
I'm just chipping in and doing what I can, model prisoner that I am. Yes, my stay in this prison has seen me reborn. The Frank Sawit you saw before is a changed man.
A changed man who now targets the recently deceased?
No, you misunderstand. That was a moment of madness.
Get his ass, Edgeworth. A moment of madness? You're a disgrace to all thieves everywhere.
You're a disgrace. Just end it there.
Right, of course, I can't deny it. I still have a long way to go.
Looks like you have a new apprentice. As a thief?
I don't want that one.
Anyway, as you can see, I have a shiny new bracelet now. So it's the straight and narrow for me. Like I say, I'm a model prisoner.
Not that a real model. Oh my god, what is my voice doing today? Ha! Not that a real model prisoner would need to keep telling me that. Vocational training!
I'm doing everything I can to prepare for my eventual return to society.
You will never escape.
Yeah, you even skipped the show to focus on your training, didn't you?
That's right. Only 2 inmates were absent, Sawit and Canis. Why didn't you tell us about Mr. Canis sooner? Okay, jeez.
What? That's... look, I don't think there's an inmate in this prison who'd talk about him if they didn't have to. He's... well, you could say he's the real one in charge around here.
You could say he's a real one.
You didn't hear from me, but... well, I guess it comes with being the fixer.
The fixer?
Yes, anything you need, he can get it for you.
But how does he get away with it?
He can't keep getting away with it!
I'm not sure, but he's the only one who does. I heard he had a secret way of getting things into the facility.
Is it the dog? Does it have to do with the dog? I imagine being the fixer affords Canis certain privileges.
Not that I concern myself with such things anymore, of course. I'm far more interested in perfecting my mud pack application technique.
And what are these mud packs exactly?
They're a special type of mud treatment, rich with minerals. It works wonders on their coats.
Okay.
I've been practicing on the animals here in the prison. I hope to treat them all eventually.
Speaking of mud, that reminds me of a certain piece of evidence. Maybe I should try presenting it to him. Ah, yes. Let's look at the evidence. Mud. Dirt.
Mud.
Dirt.
Tarp.
Dirt.
Okay, what is he talking about?
This?
Muddy glove? There was mud on a glove. In the
There
picture.
was?
On one side. There is.
Yeah, on one side.
Oh,
Mud.
yeah, there it is. Huh? Let's give it that to him then.
Someone forgot my dropped.
Would you care to explain why it's so dirty? What is wrong with it? Why would you...
Well, of course. That's mud from one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. I was giving one of the animals a mud pack right when the incident happened.
I see. Around what time would this have been?
Let's see. The show had already started, so around 9 a.m. perhaps. The thing is, the more mud I applied, the more in the zone I got, and the darker the animal's fur became. Quite like a trance one enters when slathers an animal with thick black mud.
The fuck is this
Bro, what
line?
the fuck does that mean?
He's just getting a little psycho.
This is the most Ace Attorney screenshot I've ever seen.
Everyone's just staring there like, okay.
I think the stress of prison might be getting to him.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Of course, it's all thanks to the warden that we have access to such wonderful distractions. I'm eternally grateful. Truly, I am.
Okay.
Eyes will kiss ass then.
Is that all?
I think so.
Probably present some profile, or can we present profiles?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we can.
No,
Because he brought up the warden.
it doesn't have the present option.
Oh, boo!
Oh,
Whoa.
alright, never mind. Well, I guess it makes it at least easier. Alright, let's look around.
Bye. Idiot.
Useless.
I think we talked to you, yeah.
Do we look at the fence? I think we need to look at the fence.
Danger! High voltage! I've never seen one of these in real life.
You should touch it.
Only one way to find out.
Hey, that must be the fabulous garden outside the warden's office over there.
Ah, yes. Warden Lagarde mentioned being able to see it from her window on the detention center side.
Wish this dumb barbed metal fence wasn't in the way, though. I thought it was all one big yard.
Given how protective the warden seems of her little bit of earth, I imagine it's to keep riffraff like us out. Is it? Yeah.
There
Possibly.
you are. But I forgot, was I doing French or was I doing...
You were doing French.
You're doing French.
Okay. I could not remember.
Good luck.
Sheena cupcake!
Oh, warden Lagarde!
Have fun switching between these.
I've been simply tired to sit you down my chat, you exquisite little thing.
Okay.
You know, yeah. See, if you ever
Anyway.
need a break, I can take the warden if you need it. If anything. But that's only if you want to.
I appreciate it.
Do you mind if I ask you a little bit about the prison?
Oh, not at all. This place is my pride and joy. My own. Sure, it was a prison when I first arrived, and it was an awful and utter disgrace.
Awful. I suppose you mean the prisoners were unruly.
I most certainly do not. They've been ancient, every one of them. And they always have been. No, it was the ambience that was awful. I went in, I brooded, and then it hit me. The animals! If anyone could brighten up the place, it was them! It's nice having them around. Isn't it just? And now look at my fabulous little family. Why, my darling Cranky is the very picture of rehabilitation.
I can't believe our tax dollars are paying for these animals.
I know.
Except when he's rifling around through dead men's pockets.
We have so many successes among the family. But darling Cranky's really is a mother.
That's the word.
He's thrown himself into his vocational training and is always the first to volunteer for everything. What? Your other model prisoners don't do that? Oh, of course they do, my dear. Of course. They are such giants, such doers. It's just that Reggie here. Let's say he knows what is good for him.
What do you mean by that?
Neuron activation?
Anyway, I'm eating cracker.
Anyway, he's a very good boy. So try to be nice to him, won't you?
Circus.
Loud, soaring music, great leaping animals. The very big circus, truly as it all.
Definitely the sword.
And everybody who comes here gets to see it once a month.
Really? In that case, let me see.
She better not be thinking of something to confess to. This monthly show, is it always performed by the Very Big Circus?
But of course, sweetie, I am Regina's biggest fan. That little girl is my princess, my superstar. She's so wonderfully talented. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Mwah! And she is so adorable. So sweet. I could just gobble her right up.
You're not lying when you say you're her biggest fan, huh?
Which is why I'm worried about her. So worried. It's all because of poor Simeon, you see. If he is found guilty, why, darling Regina would be devastated.
I'm just like, I thought she'd be devastated over her father's death. Didn't...
Yeah, but she's learned how to have emotions now. She knows what death is.
Yeah. She's learned what death is and consequences.
Yeah.
So you simply must make sure that doesn't happen, Mr. Lawyer. Please, I am begging you. If there's anything I can do to help you clear this awful misunderstanding, you let me know.
No.
Regina, darling, you put on the most splendid show for us yet again. The stage, the stars, and you in particular, my princess. It was simply divine.
That's so nice of you.
I hope everybody who watched enjoyed it too. Oh dear, dear. I am afraid I have something awful to confess. There were some absences, you see.
She must mean Canis and Salt.
We were 3 members short. Unbelievable, I know. How will you ever forgive me?
I'm sorry, but you're saying 3 inmates didn't attend the show?
That's right. I counted the seats myself. 1, or let me just for sake. 1, 2, 3 no-shows. And I always make sure there are enough seats for everybody.
But Mr. Ed, that's not right, is it?
Indeed, as far as we were aware, Mr. Canis and Mr. Sarge were the only ones not present. This doesn't add up. Who was the 3rd missing prisoner, and what were they doing? It seems we need to investigate further.
Oh, I was enjoying my chat with dear Regina so much, I almost forgot.
Am I under arrest?
I must be the little one, mon petit chou.
Thank God.
That is French for my little cabbage, by the way.
Yep.
It's a pet name.
Yep. Mon petit chouchou.
I'm doing my best. I do not speak French.
Yikes!
I speak some French. Omelette du fromage.
I lived here for like 3 years in high school, so.
Oh my God!
Alligator!
Aw, it's a little swamp doggy. I love it. It's cute.
I don't know the word for... but-
Wrong. That's a crocodile. Clearly, you can tell by the shape of the nose and the fact that the teeth are sticking out.
Actually, you are right.
I know.
I have family that lives in New Orleans, so I do know this.
I'm just a...
You are looking adorable as always, Ali, my sweet.
I just, read a lot. I wanted to be a zoologist for a long time.
Aw. Dreams of little Dan.
Oh, she's so pretty! And what a cute name! Oui, Ali the alligator. Isn't she a darling?
You're not an alligator. I'm canceling the stream. This is gonna be so upset.
Alligator. She is my favorite. Aren't you? Oui, yes, you are.
It does like its hiss.
I'm so jealous. Can I pet her? Of course, princess. Of course.
Just put your hand in her mouth.
You can tell the guard is French because she's definitely got a flair for the dramatic.
Fender. Duncan.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Boy, howdy. These two were made for one another. They look like they'll be busy for a while.
Maybe we should go back inside the prison and check the cells.
Regina's shoes.
I know.
Yes.
He's just having a
let's.
ball.
Perhaps we can find a clue as to who our third missing prisoner might be.
Okay, let's fail.
We've now passed this date.
Oh, I think that's Gumshoe.
Sir,
Yay.
Soldier, sir. I finally caught up with you.
Oh my god.
He's finally back.
You're not needed elsewhere?
No, the judge and the kid aren't here yet. Oh, I got your message.
So you searched the victim's cell? Did you manage to turn anything up?
We struck gold, sir. Well, but anyway, it was right there on the floor.
Cool.
Only in tiny specks, though, but at least it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it proves the holding cell was the scene of a crime, right?
Not quite. It proves a possibility, but it's not conclusive yet.
Well,
Well, I thought you'd say that, sir, which is why I ordered some follow-up work. I asked forensics to analyze the blood and see if it matches the victims. They're on it as we speak.
nice work, Gummy. You thought of everything. You're competent at your job.
Detective, I must say, I'm impressed. Did you hit your head or something?
Gee, don't look so surprised, sir.
That's crazy.
Character development, huh?
Do you have
Love to
brain
see it.
damage? Why are you being so competent?
What did you do with Gumshoe?
I just hope things continue to go in our favor.
Alrighty. So, that's proof the murder happened in the detention center. And for our next trick,
We'll find out how that dog got over.
We'll find out what the dog
You
did.
could leave that one to me. Till the kid and his chaperone got here, we've got to get the whole prison to ourselves. Which is why I brought my secret weapons along.
Secret weapons? I just want to eat crackers.
Secret weapon.
That's right. A
You know,
few
maybe we
tools
should-
of the trade that have helped me bust more than a few cases wide open.
I will say I'm so excited for Apollo Justice because then I have a character where I have an excuse to like be eating while I read lines.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Behold, the 7 secret weapons of Dick Gumshoe, Ace Detective Extraordinaire.
Right. How many have we seen so far? It's been like the...
well, I don't know about you crazy cats, but I'm sold, Miles.
I'll think about it. Very well, detective. We'll try using your secret weapons. I don't know why that sounds like a double entendre, but it does.
You got it, sir. Let me run you right through the list. Secret weapon number 1. Trusty old metal detector.
Yep.
It's made of steel, silver, or scrap. This little guy right here will find it.
Classic. So it detects metal. Very good, detective.
Next up, Stoneman number 2, Missile. Everyone's favorite crime-fighting Kata.
Missile!
Everybody loves Missile.
She can check pretty much any set you put in front of them, especially food.
He sure is a lot cuter than Mr. Canis' dog.
And now, for secret weapon number 3. Where'd I put it? Oh,
Fishing rod.
He looks so impressed. Am I one snapper short of a school, or is that a fishing rod?
Actually, this is a fishing pole.
Don't tell me we're going fishing for clues. No. I mean, it's have to have it with me is all.
Duncan, if I send you a message, can you read it in Gumshoe voice?
Oh god.
Sure. So
Okay, give me a second.
I see. Well, onwards and upwards, detective. Let's see what else you have.
that's all she wrote, sir.
Gummy, you're 4 secret weapons short of your so-called 7, and one of them was a fishing rod.
Sorry, but that's all for today. Okay, I'll show you the rest next time. What do you think I call a secret? Guy just can't go sharing everything at once. That's crazy.
One of them
here you
was
go.
one of them was like the bug scanner, right? Back in
Oh yeah.
Turnabout. Can't remember.
Okay, I'll read this one.
All right.
I always say morning instead of good morning. Because if it were a good morning, I'd be fishing.
Thank you.
Gumshoe.
Perfect. I like it. I believe it. I believe Gumshoe would have fishing as a hobby.
Fish
and,
fear me.
and also partially as a way for him to catch food. Since because of the sour cuts.
Have y'all seen the shirt where it's like instead of women want me, fish fear me, it's women fear me, fish want me.
Beautiful. Perfect.
No notes.
Gumshoe just like he reminds me of the main or the like main male character of My Senpai is Annoying, if you guys know that anime.
Yeah, I know that one.
And
Actually not.
he's like he does judo and he fishes in the show.
Huh.
He's very big.
Annoying?
I can believe that.
He's annoying in the way that he's like very brash and like
He's a lot.
outspoken, and the main character is just like, dang, he's so she's so in love with him that like everything he does is annoying.
Oh my god.
It's a great show.
Gumshoe looks like the kind of guy who would spend his weekend fishing.
Oh my god, which one do we want? Missile. I mean, it's dog. I mean, it has to be fishing rod, right?
I don't remember.
Fishing rod is new.
No, choose the dog, obviously.
God, I'll choose the dog. Jeez.
You got it, sir. Hey, Missile, here, boy.
Yeah! Aw, you really came.
Yeah.
So, what are we tracking?
This stream just got 10,000 times better.
Oh, for sure.
We're trying to find out how Mr. Canis's dog got to the holding cells in the first place. I suspect the same route was used to bring Knight's body back to the prison.
So we get the pooch a sniff of the body, huh?
And he'll find the route for us.
So we give the body a
Actually,
sniff
pretty
of pooch. I thought that was one of you sniffing.
Does anyone else smell something sweet?
That'd be so cursed.
All I smell is the odor of blood, which is
Okay, Edgeworth. Edge.
it's sweet for a vampire like me. He does a vampire.
Oh goodness. He does.
It's faint, sir, but it's almost like
Cake, maybe?
Why would the body smell of cake?
Now I want.
Gumshoe, I'm sorry to say this, but the cake is a lie. You understand?
Okay, Missile. Get a nose full.
The cat has come to say hi, by the way.
Ah!
Oh boy.
I'm gonna have to feed my cat at
Say
some
hi to
point.
Missile.
Follow.
Here we go. Follow that dog.
That's the one too.
He's headed for maximum security.
Uh-oh. He's going in!
Then we'll just have to follow after him. Whatever happened to minimum security?
All four of them there with a dog makes them look like the Scooby Gang.
Yeah.
Jeepers! Jinkies!
Actually, no, she sounds like she'd say jinkies.
Gumshoe's absolutely, shaggy.
Yeah.
Miles
he's got
is
the
Fred.
he's got the fit for it. And I guess that makes and I guess the closest thing we got here would be Eddie Fender being Daphne, I guess.
That reminds me of, did either of you all watch 50% Off?
I've seen, like, the
It was
first
by
episode.
Octopimp.
Yeah.
There's one part where, like, they are, like, exploring an abandoned house, and they're, like, talking about Scooby-Doo references, and one of the characters is like, what was it? It's like, if Ray's Velma, then, like, which character are you? Fred? Bitch, I'm Daphne.
Perfect.
Anyway, 50% Off takes me back.
Yeah. That's now, like, nostalgic at this point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This is Canis's cell, though the man himself was absent, it seems. Is he meeting with someone in the visitor's room? He's just like, no, I'm just shitting back here. Oh, I see.
Do you think Missile's onto something?
Looks like maybe he is.
Bro's on to nothing.
Oh, angry.
Angie.
Angry.
Is there something here?
Let's get snooping, Mr. Edgeworth.
Let's get
Inspect
scooping.
every nook and or cranny.
I fucker.
The boy's got some delicious thingamabobs down there.
Look, Mr. Edgeworth. That chisel on the floor is a bit smaller than the others.
I'm no woodworker, but perhaps it's an all-purpose one that can be used in a pinch, regardless of the job.
An all-purpose pocket chisel. Makes sense. Always nice when your tools are useful and easy to carry.
Like, makes sense, does it? Is that your opinion as a thief?
Nope, it's my opinion as a great thief.
You got me. I walked into that one. The other chisels.
You're pretty.
Mr. Canis's chisels. Every one potential murder weapon.
Huh. That reminds me of something. The furrows in your brow. When you frown, it looks like somebody took a chisel to your forehead. Oh!
I have no idea what you mean.
These are so deep. Don't tell me you don't see it, Mr. Wood Carving Face.
Have you quite finished?
No, I've not quite finished.
Crackers. This is what you're eating, Yessie.
Yeah.
Tea and rice crackers. Mr. Canis clearly doesn't lack for comforts.
I can think of worse ways to spend my time in jail other than drinking tea and playing chess. I thought this was maximum security, not maximum comfort. How come nobody else gets the special treatment?
Complaining to me isn't going to help. Perhaps you could take it up with the man himself.
No thanks. I'm good.
Mr. Canis's chess set, complete with a special dog piece.
That's not a chess set. That's the whole chess table with legs. Looks like it might be worth something, too.
It's It's not inconceivable. Some of them are. This is quite a nice one.
I never would peg Mr. Canis as a chess fan. What was the whole Eastern aesthetic he's got going? I thought he'd be more to go.
Go, huh? Can you play?
I can play Go Fish.
Not the same thing, okay? Not even close.
Eh!
Oh boy. What's the matter, boy? Wait, is this the cake that you were after?
It was not a lie.
Chocolate.
Don't let him eat it, it's chocolate. Damn, boy, stop that.
Woof, 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 woof.
You turned out of dog's cake chocolate, you know that. If you let me have pounds to eat it myself. Yeah, not bad. That's some real outside the chocolate box thinking there. Not sure everybody agrees though.
Cubby! I wanted some.
Daring of both of you to assume the food in a prison is safe to eat. Well, daring or dumb. Oh, God.
So anyway, it looks like it really was cake Missile was tracking.
Talk about a waste of time. I suppose we got our just desserts.
The little guy is definitely capable, right? Sure he is. That was just a blip. He'll follow the right side this time, I promise. See, boy.
Whee!
Chase that
They even
dog!
kind of run like Scooby, right?
Yeah. What's up, Scooby-Doo? They're coming after you.
Gonna solve that mystery.
I think he's onto something.
That theme song
That's
should
our
not have any
Scooby-Doo
right to
run.
go as hard
That's
as
the
it did.
Scooby-Doo run.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it is, it's in here.
Mr. Carcerado's cell. We need to take a look inside. Detective, call the guard.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, officer. A question before we begin. Is the prisoner, Mr. Carcerado, still in solitary? No, sir. He came back a little while ago. And he was here for the noon roll call. Guess he must be on work duty or someplace. I see. Now, if you'd be so kind as to open his cell. Yes, sir! Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Look at this. This punching bag has certainly seen some use. Oh
Woof,
god.
woof, 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 woof. What breed are you again, Miss Bill? I'm sure it wasn't a box.
Ha 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 ha. Shut up, Kay.
No.
No way indeed. Quickly, detective. Move the sandbag aside.
Yes, sir. Ooh.
Ooh. A hole. Could this be?
Woof, 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 woof.
Whoa there. Big missile.
I'm going in too.
What?
She just dives into the hole.
Wait, stop. You don't know it. Jesus Christ.
Sir, I'll go get her.
Dives into the hole? That hole is not big enough.
Oh, that's tight. You shouldn't have eaten that cake.
He's gone. Well, I'm not going in there. Guess we'll just have to wait.
He's gonna dirty his suit if he goes in there, obviously.
I wanted to look around that room a little bit. But,
Well, you got it right on the first try.
I thought it'd be funny if, like, Cave just dove in there, and when Gumshoe tried to do it, he just, like, gets stuck Winnie the Pooh style. I think that'd
Yeah,
be really funny.
that's what I was imagining.
he had, like, so many supplements on his bed.
For real.
And also there was something called bear bites in a bag.
Or his bear.
Oh, right, he had a...
I really want to know what that parrot got locked up for.
Yeah, the parrot's the prisoner, not the person.
Moshi Moshi.
Locked
K.
up for DL6.
K. Locked up for DL6. K, are you alright?
Aiding and abetting.
You're not gonna believe this, but we're in the detention center.
The detention center.
That hole, it's a tunnel that leads right into Mr. Knight's cell.
What? Don't go anywhere. I'm on my way. This is...
Well,
that's...
there's your method there.
Ta-da.
Go.
Hey there, Mr. Edgeworth. Guess you could say that we made a breakthrough.
Quite. At least they came out unscathed, I think.
Sir, the floorboards of the bed were torn up.
I didn't know what fucking look under here. So that's how they did it. There's no doubt about it. This must be the route we've been looking for. I can't believe no one, like, saw this.
You know.
When... Okay. The corridor connecting the detention center and the prison is locked down by heavy security doors. But, with the help of this tunnel, it can be circumvented. It was a sweet scent that started this whole search. Could it be? The scent was in fact coming from Knight's body after all. Incidentally, Knight's body was covered in dirt. Dirt that might have come from being dragged through this tunnel. Kay, what was it like down there?
Well, it was pitch black, so I couldn't see a whole lot. Luckily, my camera has a flash, so I took some pictures.
Let's see what you've captured. Look at that!
Spoons, a fork. Guess these were for digging the tunnel. That aside, are those footprints?
Yep. Paw prints, even. From a dog, perhaps? Or, God forbid, there's a furry in this prison.
Oh my god.
No.
This is a vital piece of evidence. However, it begs something of a question.
It does?
No, I was just joking. Mr. Carcerado has certainly been making use of this tunnel, which means... Detective, we need to find out where Mr. Carcerado is immediately. If my suspicions are correct.
Huh? Nuts.
What about your nuts? The guards were alerted, and they began searching for... Oh my god, this is narration. The guards were alerted, and they began searching for Mr. Carcerado right away. But after a thorough investigation of both the prison and the detention center, he was nowhere to be found. Oh, cool.
I am going to, how you say, kill someone.
I'm going to point at you very aggressively.
Well, have the police been notified?
Yes, ma'am. We just finished... liaising with them a moment ago. I was thinking about a joke of, like... Well, it looks like someone's going in his prison cell, and it's going to be me, because I'm going to kill someone. They've set up a cordon around the entire facility.
C'est bon. This last blemish on the prison's spotless reputation is always the ugliest.
What happened again, ma'am? Sorry, I forget my lines. A rather different word in regard to the one we've seen so far.
Monsieur Edgeworth, I really cannot thank you enough for finding that tunnel, darling. Sadly, it may have been, how you say, too little too late. It seems he might have already left the building.
I'd say that's unlikely, Warden. After all, there's a security gate at the exit to the detention center. You're not suggesting he simply walked through it.
What's to say there was only one tunnel, sweetie?
I suppose that's true.
Well, whatever the case, this is no time to be standing around chit-chatting.
Why not?
Mr. Edgeworth, would you mind continuing with your investigation?
It would be my pleasure.
And you three can get back to your boss.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 3 times. Detective! It's just the same voice. Detective, the results of the blood test just came back from the lab.
Thanks, pal.
Back to the lab again. Okay. Let's see what they have to tell us about the blood found in Knight's cell.
What does it say, Mr. Edgeworth?
They've identified the blood, and it's Knight's.
Holy shit!
Wahoo!
Nice job, everybody. Teamwork makes the dream work, huh?
No.
We got Knight's blood in his holding cell. A tunnel a dog clearly went through. And security footage showing Knight being attacked by the dog in his cell. Case closed.
We have all the evidence we need. Let's see what Mr. Canis has to say for us.
Canis? Oh, darlings, are you sure? Do be careful around him, won't you? He is as well connected on the outside as he is in here.
I suppose he would have to be. How else would the so-called fixers stay in business?
The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I've had to lend them an eye myself, you know.
Well, I've got a hunch as to why they can't find him. So that's what, because it's coming from the inside. So that's what that was all about. Still not talking, ma'am? Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct?
No. And I've tried so many times, I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? Something that I cannot say, something French accent.
Okay. I guess a killer for hire was always going to be why am I Edward voice? I guess a killer for hire was always going to be a tough nut to crack. You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation, is that correct?
Oh, I guess, sweetie. Everything is related to Canis is with me now. Everyone knows how many times I've called the secret scoundrel into my office to talk to me. But no matter what I say, or how many evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word.
This image goes hard.
Yeah. It does.
A prison warden conducting interrogations herself. That's irregular, to say the least.
Let your guard down. Und in the power. I keep doing und like German. It will devour you all. Be careful, darling. You have been warned.
Ooh-wee. Here I thought things couldn't get any spicier.
Okay. Bows.
Squad. The squad's moving in.
Squad meet.
Woo, so many people.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a lively scene.
Everybody's here.
Judge Gavel, I didn't expect to find you here.
We have been conducting inquiries, which, given that we are in charge of the investigation, is hardly strange. What is strange is that you are still here, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave you a warning, did I not? I told you that your badge was at risk should our paths cross again. And yet, here you are.
I'm sorry that you thought that I might be so easily discouraged, Your Honor. But I'm not about to let the truth slip from my grasp, no matter what you or the committee might say. I'm here to present a certain someone with evidence that you yourselves should have uncovered.
You have more business with me, I take it, Mr. Edgeworth.
I do. I promised I would be back to prove that you were the killer, and here I am.
This should be amusing. Very well. Whenever you're ready.
Objection!
Oh my god.
My idiot boy.
Not so fast. We have some truths of our own to share. First-rate deductions, in fact.
Indeed, we are now more certain than ever that Simeon Saint was the murderer.
Can I get another character in this scene?
No.
Slams gavel on table.
And that only he could have moved Mr. Knight from his holding cell to the prison proper.
There we go.
Can I be Canis, maybe? I don't know.
Sorry. Line missed.
Yeah, sorry. I will... here we go.
We shall prove this to you beyond the shadow of a doubt. But first, a question. Are you quite determined to continue on this course, Mr. Edgeworth? Should you fail to rebut our deduction, or rebut, should you fail to rebut our deductions, there will be no going back.
Am I prepared? Yes, I'm prepared.
Your very career hangs in the balance.
You mean you'll take his badge if you don't like how this goes? That's intimidation.
Not at all. If anything, I am showing him mercy. This is not Mr. Edgeworth's case. It never was. I am under no obligation to hear him out. If he is prepared to accept the potential ramifications of his actions, I will allow him one last chance. Well, are you truly willing to take the risk? To put your beloved badge on the line? Mr. Edgeworth?
Sir!
I accept your terms. I'm confident of my reasoning, and what's more, I'm representing the firm of Edgeworth & Co. And I do not intend to besmirch its name. Eddie's a little impressed. My duty will be done, and I will not be intimidated.
Very well. Let us see whether you are brave or simply reckless. By the power vested in me by the almighty goddess of justice, let this judgment commence. Eustace, if you will allow me.
Fine by me. He's all yours, Gavel.
Oh boy. Yeah, this is more intimidating than going up against Eustace.
Yeah. A bit more.
Just a bit.
You are aware of the incident involving Mr. Knight the day before yesterday, I assume? He assaulted an innocent guard and stole his key. Later, in the middle of moving a large animal cage, Mr. Saint stopped by Mr. Knight's cell for a little visit. That's when Mr. Knight stole out of his cell using the keys he'd stolen. He slipped into the cage and hid there as he was wheeled from to one of the prison workshops.
It figures she was going to bring up Mr. Saint going to Knight's cell.
Yesterday, after you so kindly made us aware of the security camera footage, we decided to take a look at it ourselves. Perhaps you would like to see what we found. This is a still from the footage that we received.
Mr. Saint speaking with Knight in his cell.
Correct. You will also note that he has positioned the cage in such a way to obscure the camera's view.
On purpose, clearly.
It is this blind spot that Mr. Knight exploited in order to enter the cage undetected. A sound deduction based on what could be observed, wouldn't you say?
A blind spot, which means that the camera wouldn't have been able to capture the moment Knight entered the cage, if he did at all. So it's still possible he didn't actually leave his cell at this point.
I don't get it. Why would Mr. Knight want to hide in the cage? There's really only one possibility. He intended to escape. A prison break? That's so cool. Mr. Casterretto, Mr. Knight, everybody's doing it.
It's the new trend.
I should escape.
Kay just walks out the door because she's not a prisoner.
I have to step up my game.
Okay, now is really not the time. Mr. Carceratto's escape is no laughing matter.
It is my belief that Mr. Saint helped Mr. Knight with his escape attempt. That is to say, he was his accomplice. Wow, go Simeon.
That wasn't a compliment.
I understand that the cage was briefly taken to one of the workshops. I imagine that if things had gone to plan, Mr. Knight would have remained with the kid until after the show, and then removed from the premises along with the rest of the circus equipment. Unfortunately for Mr. Knight, Mr. Saint had other ideas. He killed his friend in cold blood.
Judge Gavel's argument seems reasonable, but there must be a fault in your logic somewhere, and I'm going to find it.
If y'all hear a bell, I'm so sorry. The cat is like going nuts for some reason.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah.
Alright.
He just came like running in here like he was being chased by the police, like he was Mr. Castrato.
Let's get down to business. You're aware of the incident involving Mr. Am I aware of this?
Hold it! Press.
Your Honor, about this incident.
You have heard about it, of course. You did.
No, I am stupid.
Surely any attorney worth his salt would have his sources.
I just got here. Yes, I'm aware. Of course, I would have been a bit...
Then you are wasting both our time. Shall we continue?
Rude.
Hold it! Do you have any proof that Knight stole the keys?
I can think of no other reason for him to carry out such a brutal attack. Once the guard he assaulted regains consciousness, I'm sure he will confirm our suspicions.
Oh,
Dang,
so
he's
she
still out?
doesn't have proof.
I wouldn't be so sure. Perhaps I should press her further on this. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't answer your question.
Sorry, but I believe there is a flaw in your reasoning. If Knight had the keys, there was nothing to stop him from leaving whenever he wanted. Why wait for Mr. Saint? There was no need, surely.
He chose the option he deemed most likely to succeed. He stole the keys and hid them somewhere, then waited for an opportune moment to present himself.
He hid the keys. I'm afraid you might have made an uncharacteristic oversight, Your Honor. But Knight wasn't hiding any keys. That has been proven already. And this is the piece of evidence that proves Knight didn't have any keys. His body.
Yep.
Is it, actually?
Wait, well, actually, no, wait. Let's look through it. I mean, that's one idea. What else we got? Wait, the keys.
Yeah, the keys.
There they are.
Keys.
Look,
I
look,
have
look,
them.
look, look.
Take that!
Wait, it should be recovered. I have the keys.
He did not steal the keys. They're right here, up my ass. Since you know about this incident, I assume you must already know this. You must already know this, but after the assault, the guards searched both Knight and his cell, and no keys were found. And if the whereabouts of the keys cannot be proven, then neither can your theory.
I have considered the matter of the missing keys, and I do not think it's such an issue. I still believe he had to. After all, the guards only stated that they were unable to locate you.
Your Honor, your entire argument has been like, but what if I don't care?
Yeah, this is. I'm pretty sure this is conjecture. Because, like, you can't prove
It
it.
is, huh?
I mean, we're not in court, but...
And this is because they were cleverly hidden inside the pocket chess set.
Knight's chess set. The same set in which the murder weapon was also allegedly hidden.
Was it? I can't help but wonder about that. What? Wait, you're the one who proposed it.
You said it!
Actually, if you recall, that was Eustace's.
He's like, huh? I was thinking about nothing. So the two of them aren't of one mind on this, I take it.
I've had the Chi-Kawa theme song stuck in my head all day, and so I just imagined Sebastian sitting there in his head like, ooh, ooh, ah, la, ooh, la, ooh, la, 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 la. And, like, that's all going through his head.
Call them Sebastian again.
Ah! I forgot. I like it better!
Yeah. Allow me to restate the facts. I'm stealing your line.
Allow me to restate the facts. Mr. Knight hid the keys he stole from the guard inside his chess set. When Mr. Saint came to see him, Mr. Knight used the keys to open his cell and climb inside the cage. He was then moved from the holding cell to that workshop in the prison proper. All with the help of his friend and accomplice. Had things gone according to plan, he would have been taken out of the facility after the show. But they did not. Instead, his accomplice murdered him while the show was taking place in the yard.
Pretty funny.
Objection!
Objection! But Mr. Saint was a part of that performance. How would he even have the time to commit the murder?
Overruled.
Ah.
How indeed? Allow me to explain. As you know, many stage performances follow a set narrative.
Ah.
Yesterday's show was one such example.
Ah. She's done her homework, I see.
The suspect played the role of the antagonist opposite the elephantine heroine of the show. In the latter part of the performance, the heroine's love prevails and the villain is defeated. This victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage by the heroine.
Yeet. He's sent flying by the elephant?
Isn't that dangerous? Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. In other words, the suspect did not appear on stage for a period of approximately 15 minutes.
And you're saying the crime took place during that time?
Yes, I'm afraid so. After all, it's more than a sufficient window, wouldn't you think?
Objection!
Wouldn't you say?
No.
Where's
Committing
my
the
music?
crime and returning to the stage in that short 15-minute window is only possible, assuming that the murder took place in the prison proper.
Oh!
But in fact, Your Honor, the real scene of the crime was Knight's cell.
I seem to remember telling you that I would not accept that part of the security footage into evidence.
Objection!
And you won't have to. I have proof of a different kind.
Very well. Would you be so good as to present it? What proof do you have that the murder took place in the victim's holding cell?
The blood. Right?
The blood. Yep.
And then this will lead to the tunnel. And then we can be like, ah, see?
Take that!
This appears to be a photograph of the floor.
Yes.
Almighty Goddess of Justice, grant me patience.
That's funny. That floor you're so dismissive of, Your Honor, has traces of Knight's blood on it. Point?
Music.
Traces, you say? Is this evidence reliable? After all, I don't believe you have access to the necessary forensics operatives.
Objection!
Objection, I'm besties with the detective.
I have my resources. A certain blunt instrument, you might say, but a reliable one.
I love that reaction.
What the fuck is he talking about?
He's like, huh?
The detective. How very unfortunate for him. Perhaps before you decided to circumvent the law, you might have considered that the committee's influence extends to the police. Oh no, Gummy's badge is on the line too.
Oh no, not just a pay decrease, his entire ass paycheck. Forgive me, detective. I didn't mean to put you at risk as well.
I will enter the fact that Mr. Knight's blood was found in the holding cell into evidence.
I will just say, the only reason that his badge is at risk is because you decided to be cute and be like, a certain blunt instrument.
However,
Objection!
Oh my god. Objection!
Bad luck, idiots. You're really on the edge now, Mr. Worthless.
Okay, how dare you? Mr. Winner, I'd forgotten you were there. It was nice while it lasted. Dialogue's so funny this episode.
It's so good, eh?
yeah.
I just butted in to tell you that your entire argument is one big inconsistency. You showed us camera footage of a dog killing Mr. Knight in his cell. Are you saying the mutt also wiped the blood up before it left the scene?
Uh-oh.
What other tricks can you do, huh? A blood-wiping dog? You're a joke.
He's like, wait, he can do that, actually.
You'd have wiped that blood up, wouldn't you, boy? Yes, Hilbert, yes. What?
That was incredibly on brand, Duncan.
That was one of the tricks I taught him before our work together was so rudely cut short. He's a very mighty boy, you know. Never misses a drop.
How old is this dog?
It wouldn't do. It wouldn't do to leave any evidence after all.
He's like, come on, really?
Eustace is like, I thought I had something. I had nothing.
Ordinarily he would, but
Saved
Yeah.
special case.
by an assassin of all people.
Jeez Louise. Could have taught the little guy to shake hands.
Thank you for the contribution, Eddie.
Oh, he does that marvelously, too.
Do you want to see?
You can bite your hand off and then shake it in his mouth.
Exactly.
Although the way I taught him to do it is somewhat unorthodox.
Okay, I'm just
There you go, Dan.
I'm just predicting lines in the game now.
First, he bites down hard on the victim's hand. Then,
I'm not listening, I'm not listening, I'm not listening.
All right,
I see.
everyone, shut up.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems you may have gathered some evidence worth considering.
Your understanding is much appreciated.
wait, I'm not done yet. I just thought of something else.
I will slap you.
I just want to talk.
Overruled.
Ooh, boy. Somebody's taking no prisoners.
Eustace, would you be so kind as to allow me?
All yours, Cavell.
She's learned her lesson.
She's like, don't just... Eustace, please shut up.
These are some great character interactions.
They have the best characters in this game.
Well, do you accept the truth now? The crime took place in Knight's holding cell, and the assassin's dog was the killer.
Overruled.
God.
My position is the same as it was yesterday. Until you can explain how the dog moves between the prison and the detention center, I cannot accept your theory into evidence.
Hold it!
It's easy.
I thought you might say that, which is why I'd like to show you something else. This piece of evidence shows how the dog freely traveled between the prison and the ba-da-ba.
Take that.
Take that!
It's like, oh shit.
This is...
Actually, what is this? It's hard to tell from the picture. It's a secret tunnel. It runs through the mountain.
Through the mountains. If you didn't make the joke, I would have.
What? That's the literal joke I was making.
Avatar.
A secret tunnel?
It was dug by one Mr. Rocco Carcerado, escapee. It leads from his prison cell to a certain holding cell in the detention center. Yes, the very one where the victim was being held.
Well, this is certainly a surprise. To think that it was under our noses this entire time.
I knew about it. Mr. Canis, you knew of this tunnel, didn't you? Because it's the same tunnel that was used to carry out the murder.
Overruled.
Again?
In the name of the goddess of justice, overruled, Mr. Edgeworth. You are out of line.
Why are you protecting me?
Hold it!
How, Your Honor?
Overruled. Evidence is everything, whether in a court of law or at the scene of an investigation. Isn't that your little catchphrase? Well, it just so happens that I have some evidence of my own. Bronco Knight's autopsy report.
His autopsy report?
Where did we get that?
How do you not know you had it?
That's good.
Gavel is all like, I updated the autopsy report. Edward's like, no!
That's
No.
my finishing move! The police handed it to me only a short while ago. The findings are still preliminary, but it has something of value to tell us nonetheless. The goddess of justice speaks to us through these pages, Mr. Edgeworth. Cause of death, stab wound to the throat. And the weapon is said to be a sharp blade of some sort. It seems the victim was stabbed repeatedly in the same spot, resulting in an ugly wound. As such, the police have yet to identify the exact shape of the weapon. But its overall nature seems to be beyond question. It is a bladed metal instrument. In light of this evidence, do you truly wish to continue with their flight of fancy?
So, I mean, my theory upon learning that this man has wood carvers was that, like, it was that. Also, given the fact that it's been a while, but in the, like, little opening scene, there were bell sounds, and this one on the floor had a bell on it. I'm like, I'm being proven correct.
Or will you claim that the dog used a knife instead?
But that's impossible. He could have used a knife.
That will be all. This court is adjourned.
Objection!
Hey,
But the tunnel, the paw prints.
What of them? Helmut is something of a wanderer. Perhaps he just happened to cross this tunnel one day. Although I couldn't say for certain, I myself cannot wander quite so freely.
That would be quite a coincidence, but I can't prove it's not the case either.
she sure knows how to keep a secret, huh?
Kinda wish she kicked us in the teeth a little earlier with that.
She was baiting me, waiting for the perfect moment to crush me with that autopsy report. And I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker.
You are the lead attorney for the defense, correct, Mr. Fender? This is the interim autopsy report in question. I do apologize for the delay.
Yeah, no sweat. Thanks for hooking us up.
I would have had it to you faster if your subordinate hadn't jumped in.
Jump.
Yep, this all checks out. Yep.
Mr. Fenn, a handshake is not necessary when receiving official court documents, you know. So please feel free to let go of my hand. It is not a holy relic, after all.
Just trying to be friendly, Your Honor.
Had you lingered a moment longer, the goddess of justice would have spoken to you through my gavel.
All right.
Say goodbye to your knuckles.
Nice work, Gavel. Just like we planned it.
I did only as you instructed, Eustace. But thank you.
Uh-huh.
Edgeworth press X'd out.
This report came from the police. I have no choice but to accept its legitimacy. Well, you have some choice. I'm just saying. But if the dog didn't kill Knight, then that takes Canis out of the running.
The goddess of justice speaks through me, Mr. Edgeworth. And she is merciful. She tells me that you might keep your badge if you will finally abandon this fruitless quest.
What's our move, sir? I think she really means it this time.
What do you think, Detective? My answer remains the same, Judge Gavel. I will see my duty done, and I will not be intimidated.
Even with how things stand, you still refuse to concede. This may well be your last chance. Your badge hangs by a thread.
Then let it fall if it must. I have something far more important to protect as an associate attorney. My client.
The goddess of justice is no doubt saddened by your refusal to accept yet another offer of mercy.
Attaboy, Miles. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, how would Phoenix react if he heard Miles say that? He'd be like, oh, that's the guy. He's saying
It's
things.
the guy.
He's saying defense attorney things.
Looks like the defense never rests is really starting to mean something to you. Credit to your old man, though. He's the one who said it first.
Papa?
In fact, I could swear I saw Gregory's spirit in you for a second there. You said that you've changed since your days of Von Karma's shadow.
Give me like 30
I
seconds.
can believe you
I need
at
a
first,
tissue.
but now I'm starting to.
Alright. Thank you, Fender.
Alright, kids. This is where the rubber really hits the road. Put your thinking caps on. Let's make a break time. If it's true the Knight was after the bladed weapon, does our whole case really fall apart?
A bladed weapon. Of course. Ah! There were 5 chisels in Canis's cell when we last looked. A former assassin certainly wouldn't struggle to commit a murder with a tool like this. In which case, the weapon that killed Knight was...
Hold it!
Oh,
Okay,
you had a line here.
have you quite finished? It would be in your best interest to concede.
Hold it!
Oh, yeah.
Evidence is everything. It may well be my little catchphrase, but it's also true. So the murder weapon was a sharp blade. Then where is it? The guards didn't find it?
Let us go! So what if they did find it? What are you driving at?
Beep beep.
What if I were to tell you that I now know where the real murder weapon was? And it was right under our noses the whole time. Indeed. It was one of Mr. Canis's chisels.
Overruled. I would advise you to stop bombarding us with your irresponsible, half-baked theories, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's like, anytime I mention him, she's like, don't look at that.
Shut the fuck up.
Stop.
She's like,
Stop.
how dare you?
How dare you accuse this former prolific assassin of murdering someone?
You have repeatedly insisted that Mr. Knight was killed in his cell by a dog.
I simply go where the evidence takes me, both in the courtroom and at the scene of the crime. If the murder weapon was in fact a chisel, then yes, the murderer could not have been the dog. But that begs the question of what exactly it was we saw in the security footage.
The security footage. How do you explain that, Mr. Smarty Pants?
An excellent question. The footage was the dog killing somebody, the dog jumping on somebody, somebody attacking the dog.
That'll be the second one.
Yeah.
Mr. Canis's dog jumping up at Knight. The dog attacked Knight, but he didn't kill them.
He didn't.
No, Knight was merely knocked out. The dog didn't drag a corpse through the tunnel. He dragged an alive but unconscious Knight. And the real killer was the dog's master.
Oh, I get it. But bringing Knight here, Mr. Canis could finish the job.
And he could definitely use one of his chisels to do it.
Correct. You, Bodhidharma Canis, you're the only one who could have done it. He's just like, I am.
Objection!
And Mr. Edgeworth, feel free to get this on your report card. Refuses to listen. Must learn to respect others.
Are you asking me or confessing to what's on yours?
We already searched Mr. Canis' cell from top to bottom. Right, Gavel?
Yes. We even expected his chisels. All 4 of them.
Oh, you
There wasn't
stupid.
a single speck of blood.
Hold it!
Why, thank you, Your Honor. You have just confirmed my theory.
I have. What exactly do you mean?
Gavella's so annoyed. She's like getting to the point where she's like, the last time we were here, there were 5 chisels, not 4.
Oh yeah, I remember counting them. Definitely 5.
I used my fingies.
And the one that's missing is...
The small one. The one we thought might be a pocket chisel. Mr. Canis, where did you hide that chisel?
Chisel. And what use might I have for such a thing? I'm rarely allowed to leave my cell.
In which case, he shouldn't have had the chance to dispose of the weapon. You dug your own grave, Mr. Canis.
You seem to have an idea of where the missing chisel might be, Mr. Edgeworth. Would you enlighten us?
For a man who can't leave his cell of his own volition, Canis could have only hidden the chisel here. In the corridor! In workshop
In the
B!
gray area outside of the map.
In the stairwell. Yeah.
Take that!
Mr. Canis is still a prisoner, despite the comfort he enjoys. He is rarely allowed out of his cell. He could have given the chisel to his dog to leave somewhere. But that would have been
Did
far
anyone
from...
else notice that he carved a Buddha that looks like his dog in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That is
hell...
so good.
The Helmuda.
It's so good.
He would have no way of guaranteeing where it might end up. That's 2.
Intriguing. Do go on, Mr. Edgeworth.
Furthermore, this room is the one place where a bladed instrument wouldn't raise an eyebrow. 4 chisels, 5 chisels, who's counting? A fact.
I am.
Good job, Kay. A fact he took full advantage of.
Ah, the old keep the incriminating evidence close routine. Classic.
Objection!
I saw myself, and there's just nowhere he could have hidden it.
Did you search in his prison wallet?
No!
Eustace is all like, what does that mean?
But Eustace will tell you when you're older.
I'm almost 20!
How old is he? Oh. He's 17.
Oh,
Baby.
that's almost...
Baby!
That's closer to 20 than 50. And then it's actually not, because he's silly.
I am certain that the
Closer to
murder...
20 than 10.
It's true. I'm certain that the murder weapon is here, and that the reason why no one has found it yet is because it was hidden in such an ingenious manner.
You enlighten us, Mr. Edgeworth. What was my ingenious plan?
Think, Miles! There must have been a hiding spot he could make use of. Think about when you came here previously. What are you missing?
He's not showing us out permanently, right?
Let's get out of here. Come on.
Spit it out, boy. The dog.
He's been awfully quiet, huh?
He hasn't made a sound today. When we were here before, he barked and growled repeatedly. Canis even encouraged him to do so. That must be
That's
it.
like how the dog looks.
Yeah. He's too
He's a
cute
good
to be a
boy.
murderer.
Well, actually, I can't say that because he's in prison, but you get my point.
No.
I knew something was off. I can hardly believe it, but I think I know where he hid the murder weapon.
Giving up already? I expected more of you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
As well you should. If you would give me a moment. For this piece of evidence shows where you hid the murder weapon. Whee! Dog.
Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Take that!
Your dog. He seems unusually quiet today.
Oh yeah. Unlike last time when...
Mr. Canis, if you would be so kind as to open Helmet's mouth.
Oh, come now. He isn't barred because he's a well-behaved boy. I had to order him to last time.
Then order him again. This instant.
It's not like we're asking for the world, Canis. Or do you have something to hide?
If you insist. Come on, Helmet. Open up.
Ah!
And there we have it. A chisel that small was... Let me finish. A chisel that small was easy enough for a dog of this size to...
He's so mad.
I'm mostly peaked at the mic.
Dog. Why is there a chisel with a dog?
I thought he'd been strangely quiet. I guess his brain has finally caught up.
Eustace?
Why is there a dog around that chisel?
Sorry, just like that. For some reason, it's giving like, Eustace, hold mommy's purse while she goes and kills somebody over this.
Oops.
It's like, you won't touch the chisel, it's slimy.
Why should you be a good boy and call forensics? Tell them it's urgent.
Okay. Hey.
She is definitely his mom.
Yes.
Yeah, she's giving mom energy.
Our forensics
Mommy,
are as
sorry.
follows. Traces of blood were detected on the chisels. I could barely hear that. You peek the mic sometimes with this character.
I know, it's very hard for me to do a high-pitched what without being the mic. Like,
Not such a half-baked theory after all, was it? Tastes fully baked to me.
alright. So we're on the same page here. This is our murder weapon, yeah?
The forensic evidence cannot be ignored. We have no choice but to concede that this is most likely the case. Mr. Canis, in light of the discovery of the murder weapon, the court demands that you explain yourself.
We found the route your dog took to the holding cells, and now we have the chisel. How do you propose you talk your way out of this one?
You never fail to entertain, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why does he always laugh like that, even when it's not funny?
Poor Helmut. How could they suspect us? You leave me little choice. I simply have to share with you the truth. I did not kill anyone. I've grown tired of killing.
Something's not right. Why is he so calm?
Very well. The court will hear Mr. Canis's testimony,
Oh my god.
if you would be so kind.
Gladly.
The
The dog.
dog's
Perhaps you might
testimony.
begin by explaining what you believe my motive to have been. I never knew this night. I had no contact with him. No connection whatsoever. Given that this is the case, why would I possibly wish him dead? Maybe you're suggesting that it was my canine companion who had the motive instead. Helmut only bears his fangs when I tell him to.
Actually, they're canine.
I am
God.
not so bloodthirsty that I would kill a man I did not know.
Sorry, my headphones connected.
Yeah, whoa. We are... This is some crazy sounds. Alright, we got technical difficulties.
Hello?
Yessie is muted. She is, fixing her headphones, I assume.
Yeah, looks like it.
How are you doing, Duncan?
You know, hanging in there.
You think the
Just trying
dog
to
did
solve a
it?
murder. I hope not.
Hello?
I don't want to. I don't want
Hello?
to. Dog. You can hear you.
Hi. Everybody give it up for Vin cameo.
Hello.
Hello?
Apologies. Apparently there was a headphone issue.
Okay. Yeah,
Anyway, here's proof that my girlfriend is real.
And not.
I'm not making it up.
but... I still don't believe it. AI can do some shit nowadays.
Are you
That's true.
accusing me of using AI?
That's the most offensive part about it.
Fuck AI. That's my official statement. Anyways, apologies.
Yeah. Let us... Continue.
I mean, when he puts it that way.
An assassin who only kills his acquaintances. Not the soundest business model, I agree.
My work requires me to deal with strangers, of course. but murder for its own sake? Not my style.
So I need to prove a link between Knight and Canis. I should go over the evidence and see what I can discover. We have the freaking chess game.
Yeah, you already know what we're talking about.
Both
Had no connections with them. None connections. Not a single connection.
None.
Yeah, this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Objection!
That was easy.
Sure. It's like, ha, gotcha.
You're getting sloppy, Mr. Canis. You may have trained your dog to clean up your mess, but some things still require a human touch. We found this in the victim's room. It's the record of a game of correspondence chess. What's more, the game depicted matches the game laid out on your board.
What?
The number of possible games has been calculated to be 10 to the power of 120, and that's on the low end. Boy, I read facts.
Man, of course
Wait,
you would
so
know
that's
that.
10 times 10, 120 over, right? 100.
Do not.
1,000. I give up. I mean, what do you even call a number that big?
I don't actually know what that number would be.
5 footage of Yessie trying to do math.
A vanishingly unlikely coincidence. That's what. Oh, that's what we're implying. Okay. Now, tell us why you killed Knight. Unless that is, you would prefer to explain the coincidence.
Well, they do say that the truth is stranger than fiction.
No, they say fact is stranger than fiction. For the alliteration. Idiot.
It is as you say, a coincidence.
But that's totally impossible. We just proved that.
A coincidence of a different kind, child. I never imagined my correspondent was the victim, you see. And yet here we are. Helmut is as surprised as I am, aren't you, Helmut? Yes, yes. I suppose there's nothing for it but to finally tell the truth. Boy.
I thought you just told the truth.
The other prisoners had all gone to the yard, you see. There was a show of some sort, I believe. Here I was, minding my own business, when in comes Helmut, dragging a corpse of all things.
Don't just here I was minding my own business.
When my dog wants to play, she brings me her blankie. Not a dead body, just saying. Like...
Canis, have you considered that your prisoner number literally spells boss?
He looks so good. I had quite the shock. Not the least because the murder weapon was still in the poor fellow's neck. Of course, I was none too keen on becoming a suspect, so I had Helmut take the body to the workshop. It's there. He removed the murder weapon and brought it back to me, just as I had asked.
The dog pulled out the murder weapon in the workshop?
Indeed, he did. Removing it here would have made a mess after all.
You know something? That makes total sense. Remember what Mr. Solid said, Mr. Edgeworth?
Alright, I'm doing solid, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. That's huge. Black dog.
What if we're just juggling Saw It? Why don't I play?
Alright.
Had sunk his terrible teeth. I don't know. I haven't thought of a voice. Had sunk his terrible teeth into the victim's throat. What? What did you just say? It was hellish. Utterly hellish. That beast, that awful beast, he killed him.
Killed him! Killed him!
I see. So what Mr. Saw actually saw was Helmut removing the murder weapon.
Precisely. I can't say I wasn't a little disappointed that he was spotted, of course. Silly boy. It's not like you to step up like that, is it now? And there you have it. That is all there is to tell. I will kill the man. At most, I am responsible for the removal of the weapon. Now, will that be all? Poor Helmut is growing restless.
Objection!
Oh my god. Objection.
Sorry, but if you can entertain us for just a little longer, Mr. Camus.
Fender?
No offense, Palio, but I don't think you quite told us everything. I'm sure to know why you thought you needed to pull the chisel out in the first place.
He's right. It makes sense that he would move the body to avoid suspicion. But Canis had no reason at all to recover the murder weapon.
So the mute one isn't as dumb as I thought.
Really?
Please answer the question, Mr. Canis.
It was because of the bell. The one attached to the chisel, and the one around Helmut's neck. Has a very distinctive design, if you will.
Of course, they were something of a trademark of yours, were they not?
I don't get it. How does that even work?
Bodhidharma Canis, the blind butcher. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells.
It has so much aura to it right there.
The last sound his victims would ever hear.
You flatter me. Though it's been some years since you last saw one of them, you remember them well.
Your knife and its attached bell were one of the pieces of evidence seized in our case against you.
Yes, it was one of my bells. One of only two in existence.
Just two?
Two and only two. One for my knife, and one for my beloved Helmut. Exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. My ears are my guide, after all. I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me. When Helmut brought the body to my cell, I was rather surprised to hear a familiar sound. At first, I was sure that my knife had been used to do the deed. But no, a chisel. An ordinary chisel.
It's certainly no assassin's blade.
Nonetheless, the bell would have suggested my involvement. Compounding the matter is the fact that I'm the only person in the prison permitted to use such tool. It was clear that I would become the prime suspect. And so the chisel had to be removed and hidden.
Hold it!
You still claim that all you did was have the dog move the body, that you had nothing to do with the killing?
Oh, could I? I told you, the chisel is not mine. You need not take my word, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't I have it checked for fingerprints?
Eustace!
Me? But I want to check for fingerprints.
Get forensics!
Oh, right, sure thing. We got them. Fingerprints. They're Mr. Knight's.
And Mr. Canis's?
Nope, just Mr. Knight's. Oh, and forensics said there's no sign of any prints having been wiped off.
Only Knight's fingerprints? This isn't good.
You know, I don't have a great knowledge of forensics, but I'm surprised that the weapon being in a dog's mouth for probably a while didn't do anything to get rid of the fingerprints. Like,
should I get them to check again?
Now do you see? I have never so much as touched that chisel. Helmut carried it in his mouth. That is all. Therefore, any prince must belong to whoever had it last.
Arg.
So the doesn't belong to the victim. Oh, that's not helpful.
Ooh. That's not helpful.
As I said, I have not touched the chisel. Therefore, I cannot be the killer. Do you wish to suggest otherwise?
Gherkin! I've got nothing to counter with. But what could this mean? Is he not the killer after all? Is he actually telling the truth? No, he can't be.
I'm sure this goes without saying, Mr. Edgeworth. But if you do not find a solution to your current predicament, and quickly, I will have little choice but to relieve you of your badge. Even my patience has a limit, and I will not tolerate you strongly manifest into chaos. Am I clear?
No.
You better know, sir. She's serious.
What if Edgeworth was just like, no, I'm not clear, no. Nuh-uh. I hate to admit it, but the fingerprints turn everything on its head. Without more evidence, I'm back to square one.
Wait, something doesn't add up. A few things, actually.
Oh my god. Okay, use your big brain.
What would Mr. Knight have needed a chisel for?
True.
You could do a lot with a chisel, child. Break out of prison, for one.
Alright, then how did he get it in here? There's no way the guards would have let him bring a super sharp tool in with him. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, Earth to Mr. Edgeworth. You can't stand there hemming and hawing just because of a little setback. The important thing is finding the truth, you know? It doesn't matter how we get there. As long as we save Simony in the end. Can't give up now, or ever.
Yeah, the ends justify the means.
Yeah, what she said. The ends justify the means, sir.
Right. I know what I must do. I will kill Judge Gavel.
I'll second that. You won me around with that, Kay. I'm half tempted to offer you a job for real. Like I said, the defense never rests. Or rather, like your pop said, what do you think lies at the heart of those words, Miles? Any guesses?
The heart of those words.
It's like this. As defense attorneys, our client's fate rests on our shoulders. We're the only ones they can turn to. Simeon's our client, and we're the only ones who can save him. So we can't rest. Not while he's counting on us. I'm not about to turn my back on your old man's legacy. Are you?
I'm an associate with the defense now. No, I'm an associate with my father's firm. That's the role I've chosen, and that means that if I fail to save my client, I have failed in my duties. I will honor my father's vision and save Simeon Saint. No matter what setbacks I face, I cannot admit defeat. If one path is blocked, I must simply find another.
There we go. That's the final Adventurous I know. Now let's find that new path forward. We can start by trying to figure out how Mr. Knight brought that chisel into the prison.
Right, how would he manage to... Could be the chess set.
Yeah, that's true.
We've been talking about it. It had a secret compartment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take that!
Usually, it wouldn't be possible to bring a metal object into the facility undetected.
Because of the security gates, right?
Correct, but we already know that checks at one of the gates haven't been entirely thorough of late. Namely, the gate at the entrance to the detention center.
That gate is only used to scan people. Any items that they bring into the facility are only subjected to a cursory check.
Are you telling me that the chess set wasn't put through the metal detector?
It should have been. Alas, it seems the guards have grown a little lax in that regard of late.
Knight took advantage of this little oversight and had Mr. Saint bring him the chisel, hidden inside his pocket chess set.
That does answer one of our questions.
Yeah, you were on to something.
And it suggests that the chisel was indeed Mr. Knight's and not Mr. Canis.
However, we still have one rather pressing problem to address. That of the security footage in which Knight is attacked by a dog. How does one explain it if Mr. Canis was not the culprit?
Then how do you explain his prints on not being on the murder weapon? This one's a real three-piper.
The court, too, finds itself wanting a satisfactory explanation.
Wait, sir. I think it might be time to show you another one of my secret weapons.
Oh!
Introducing secret weapon number 4, Lil V.
This is new. What sort of name is that, detective?
I, came up with it myself, sir. Anyway, you can use it to analyze video footage. An excellent idea. Perhaps then you might finally see that I am telling the truth.
Who knows if there's anything to be found, but it has to be worth a try.
Alright, want me to talk you through how to use it, sir?
Seeing as I'm not exactly familiar with video analysis techniques, perhaps I should hear him out. Is this a tutorial?
Yeah, it's a tutorial.
Okay,
It's
sure.
Teach you how to use it.
Sure, why not? If you could run me through its functions, detective, that would be most appreciated.
Yes, sir. Basically, you just gotta do what you always do.
Great way to start.
Examine anything that catches your eye.
And I think I can examine things with... I see.
Next up, see those controls at the bottom of the screen? Panel on the left and right lets you rewind or fast forward. You can use the middle one to pause. Get used to those, and you're golden, sir.
It seems I can also press to fast forward or to rewind the footage. And I can press to pause.
The video is paused. You can go to the previous frame with Q, with the next frame with E.
I'm sorry, where are your weird noises?
I couldn't think of a weird noise.
How about and
That works. But just use the same control panels I showed you earlier. Lastly, I better explain how to zoom in.
hold on, I've not been paying attention to actual keys. Okay. E and Q. Okay.
Just line up the old cursor with that area you want to take a closer look at. Then use the panel on the bottom right. Little V will do the rest. It's got those two expanding arrows right on it. Can't miss it, sir.
would appear I can zoom in by pressing R2.
By the way, even when you're zoomed in, you can still examine stuff, just like a regular view. Also, you can make use of your previous and next frame to get a good look at what's really happening. Only thing you can't do when you're zoomed in is play the footage, so there's that.
I see. And how do I zoom out again?
Just use the pedal on the bottom right again, sir. See how if it's going from expanding to collapsing arrows? That's because you're zoomed in. And that sums it up.
That was
Now let's fire a little V up for real.
That was surprisingly complicated. Thank you.
Remember, just examine anything that catches your eye, and you'll do fine.
Yeah, it's a good thing we did the tutorial this time.
The footage from Knight's holding cell. Other than the victim being attacked by that dog, I can't see what else it might show us. But suppose we're wrong. What could we be looking at instead? Could the person in the footage be someone other than Knight? And if so, could whatever's attacking them be something else too? I should keep both questions in mind while reviewing the footage.
You never know what you're gonna see once you start looking at things up close. Check every detail, sir. You'll find something, I'm sure.
What in this footage seems odd? I have ultimate power. I want to look at the pause. What is it? What is actually jumping on him? Is it that the bear?
Yeah. Zoom in on the mirror to get a different view.
Frame by frame. Okay. Let me unpause it. Yeah, okay. Also a...
Zoom in.
The figure is reflected in the mirror here, too. Is that a hat? Yeah, that looks like a guard. Say, doesn't that hat look like... Nope, this is Gumshoe.
Oh. Say, doesn't that look like the hat the guards wear, sir? Oh, jeez. Is that what I think it is?
Have there been any reports of one of the animals attacking a guard recently?
Not that I've heard of.
So this may not be a guard at all, but somebody dressed as one. Perhaps this might shed a little light on the matter of the hat. Stolen. Yep. Okay.
Take that!
So no guards have reported being attacked by an animal as far as we know. But we did hear about a guard's spare uniform being stolen. Could the person in the security footage perhaps be someone disguised as a guard? Someone attempting to escape without being noticed?
Guard disguise. I guess it might work. Wait. Were we just talking about someone?
We were indeed someone who seems to have successfully made his escape. If the person in the footage isn't Knight, then the creature may not be a dog either.
Right, sir. Let's zoom in and check.
Yeah, I didn't think it looks like a... It didn't look like a...
Yeah, it didn't look like a dog. I have to go back up that.
Yeah. Oh, I don't really know what's the best frame.
Going forward. Can go back. Can go. You gotta get the frame before he jumps on him, I think.
Must be sequence. Need to just figure out which person to use. Yeah. Okay. Unnecessary. Then would it be down here? Hold on. Let me. Wait, that's... I suspect we may have made a critical error of judgment. What we're looking at here is no dog. This animal is a bear.
A kitty cat, huh?
That's not a dog, it's a bear.
What? So the paw prints for the photo I took.
We're not canine, but ursine.
A bear? So, could that mean...
Yes, I think it could. After all, who else do we know with such a pet? We assumed it was night in the security footage.
Well, it was his cell. It's hardly a crazy theory.
Perhaps, but now that we know about the hole under the bed, it's no longer the only possibility. Whoever had access to that tunnel could very well be the one caught on camera.
And who is that, Mr. Edwards? Would you care to tell the court who you believe this person to be?
This person in security footage is... this man.
Take that!
Age 31, very sweaty. I believe I know who our guard is in this, who our guard in disguise is. It's none other than Rocco Carcerado, the prisoner who recently escaped from this facility. I'm confident it's him because he was assigned a polar bear cub as his companion. Somehow, that was legal.
But the bear in that video was all black.
Indeed, and we have evidence that explains why. Oh yeah. The evidence that explains the polar bear's dark fur was somehow relevant.
Take that!
Recall, if you will, Mr. Frank saw its testimony. That's the rubber glove I dropped. Would you care to explain why it's so dirty? Oh, of course! That's mud from one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. I was giving one of the animals a mud pack right when the incident happened. I see. Around what time would this have been? Well, let's see. The show had already started, so around 9 a.m. perhaps? The thing is, the more mud I applied... Okay, we don't need to repeat his weird trance. While the circus performance was underway, he was giving one of the animals a mud pack treatment.
And that animal could have been...
Indeed, our polar bear.
overruled. Mr. Edgeworth, your latest assertion simply introduces yet another contradiction. The footage of the security cam...
I fully understand, Your Honor, and your doubts are entirely justified. Mr. Sard mentioned applying the mud pack while the circus performance was underway, and this does indeed introduce a new contradiction concerning the security footage.
It does?
Yes, let's put it this way. When would you expect the footage to have been recorded, Kay?
Well, if it was taken right after he applied the mud pack treatment, it should have been around 9 a.m.
In which case, something isn't right about the footage.
Really? And what's that?
Ah! The dime! A new contradiction. Just like, this, unless it's upside down.
Take that!
Mr. Sod said he administered the treatment around 9 a.m., in which case, security footage should also show a time of around 9. However, the timestamp says 6:42 a.m. On the day of the murder, the prisoners all went out to the yard to watch the circus. All except 3. Mr. Canis, who remained in his cell in maximum security. Mr. Sod, who was administering a mud pack treatment in the workshop. And Rocco Carcerado, who had been waiting that precise moment to put his escape plan into action. I believe he entrusted the bear to Mr. Sod before entering the tunnel.
Look at him. Ah.
Aww, little guy.
And the bear then slipped out of Mr. Sod's grasp to run after its human. And killed him. Mr. Sod would have then left the workshop to pursue the bear, at which point he saw Mr. Canis's dog retrieving the murder weapon from Knight's body. It all fits perfectly, except for the security footage, which should have been recorded from around 9 a.m. However, the timestamp is 3 hours off.
But why would the timestamp be wrong?
Detective, I would like you to have the security camera examined right away, please.
I'm back, sir. I just talked to the guards and... Seems like the time codes can slip on these cameras if they lose power.
What?
They're pretty old, sir. Guess the clock stops when the power's off.
It's always like... just like, can someone be competent here?
Yeah.
Which would mean the power was off for approximately 3 hours at some point.
That's not all, sir. You remember how Knight denied stealing the keys? No one believed him considering, well, you know, he seemed kinda like the only suspect. Turns out that wasn't all he said. He also said he was knocked out cold just like the other guy.
Which may not necessarily have been a lie.
Darlings, there you are.
Oh, bring every character in here.
I'll go see investigation. Is there anything I can do to help things along?
Actually, there might be something we can do for you, Warden Lagarde. The escapee, Mr. Carcerado, I believe he may still be on the premises. He's disguised as a guard. Here's the proof, should you need it. We're reasonably certain that the person captured on this tape's our man. If I'm correct, he might even be right here in this room with us now. The guards are like...
Hey, Mr. Carcerado would have been wearing a bracelet, right?
Yes, a bracelet that could easily be hidden under the sleeves of his stolen uniform. Furthermore, the doors out of the prison proper don't have those sensors that detect the bracelets installed. So if he avoided doors with sensors, he could simply wait for an opportunity to make his escape.
Okay, I suppose it could. It just have to avoid the workshops and the cells and... Oh, mon Dieu. It is one of you, isn't it? It's right now! Look, it's Teddy!
That's how we find out. Hey. Oh god, I gotta get my voice back.
What?
Paws off! Get your mitts off of me, you big palooka! Thank you, Teddy. Very kind of you to confirm our suspicions. Ugh. Ugh. Dang it, kid. If it wasn't for you, I'd What a thing to be loved, huh, Mr. Carcerado? I'm almost envious.
God, apprehend this man!
A moment, if you will. I have some questions for a would-be escapee. If we are to learn the truth, I will need to speak with him. With your permission, of course.
I can hardly say no now, can I?
Well, come on then. Hit me with your best shot. Mr. Carcerado's escape route led directly into Knight's cell, so it's highly possible he had something to offer. Tell me what you were doing on the day of Mr. Knight's body was discovered.
Wee!
Oh my god, this is so many.
This is a long gameplay segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good news is we should be getting close to the end of this part, so once we're done with this, we should be... It would be a good place to stop. So.
Yeah. We could do a little bit more if we want, but it might be good to stop.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And this wasn't even the whole segment, because, like,
I know.
where we stopped last time was in the middle.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
so...
Well, maybe it was towards the beginning of this, but around the time. So it was you guys, huh? You're the ones who found my secret getaway tunnel. You know how long it took me to dig that frickin' thing? I had a guard's uniform, a hole dug, and a plan in place, so I went for it on the day you found the guy. But then this little guy just had to come right after me. The sacrifice was covered in mud, too. Had to go back to her cell. Ugh, I would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
And this pesky polar bear.
More Scooby-Doo. Okay, and your pesky polar bear, too. If somebody hadn't off the night and brought you bums down here. You claim to have dug the tunnel just now. How exactly did you do it? Hard work and determination. How? Used everything I could get my hands on. Hammers, spoons, you name it. Spent every dime I had on this cockamamie fixer. And what do I got to show for it now, huh?
Do not be disheartened, friend. Tomorrow is another day.
Shut. There's an outside chance Mr. Carcerado and Knight met face to face just before Knight's death. I should see what other details I can extract from him. Time to rebut. I don't think that's anything. How long it take you? I'm curious.
How long did it take you?
Hold it!
This is just out of curiosity, honestly. So the tunnel was all your own work. Every inch. See anybody else in my cell when you was there, That's cool. That's quite an effort, even for an athlete.
Yeah. Now that I think of it, that is an insane amount of digging for one guy.
Yeah, well, you don't even know the half of it, kid. But it ain't like I had a choice. Trust nobody and don't get caught. Them's the rules a con's gotta live by.
Huh. You know, the rules of being a great thief are pretty similar.
Okay. I'd rather you didn't start sympathizing with the suspect.
That was just joking, Mr. Edgeworth.
I was debating on whether just saying K. Okay. It ain't no stinking joke to me. You punks owe me. Plan in place.
Hold it!
The uniform, was that from the fixer too? Uh-huh, sure was. Heard he had something on one of the guards. Had the guy swipe it from a pal's locker. And were you wearing it when you were crawling through the tunnel? Nope, would've gotten dirt on it. Had to hold on to it till I got to the holding cell. But once I was out of there and dressed up, opening the cell door should have been a piece of cake. Here we go, I think. Freedom beckons. And then the furball here jumps up at me. Which would be the moment captured on the camera. I see. I'd be grateful if you could add that to your testimony. Should it have?
Why?
Should it have? It was a jail cell.
Yeah.
So why was it a piece of cake for you?
What do I present here?
Look through your evidence. Huh?
Okay.
What would have made it really easy for him to get out of that cell? Pretty obvious. Huh?
Is it? I'm overlooking something.
Yeah, you're looking over the most obvious thing.
It's the most obvious thing that would make it easy to open a cell. Like,
I'm gonna vomit.
How do you
Dan.
open this? How
Dan.
do you open it?
With your hands.
Oh, no.
No.
With a key.
Yeah.
Ah!
There
Jesus Christ.
we go.
I'm sorry. Goddess of law.
You claim that holding your cell. Did you know keys open doors?
It's like, you claim it would have been a piece of cake. However, we ate a piece of cake earlier. Did you consider that?
You claim that leaving your holding cell would have been a piece of cake, as you put it. Have you thought that the cake was a lie?
No.
Yeah? You got a problem with that? Because we can make it a problem if you catch my drift. Even once you had reached Knight's cell, you still had another door to contend with. How exactly did you plan on opening it?
Oh, didn't like that.
Mr. Carcerato, I posit that leaving the cell would have been a piece of cake only because you had the key. I don't got no stinking key. I didn't need one. It was a piece of cake because the door was open. I walked right out. It was a piece of cake because I'm so strong I could just pull the bars open. Yeah, so I suppose Knight's cell was vacant by that point. There would have been no reason to lock it. And it was indeed unlocked when I went to examine it for myself. So perhaps, when you finally succeeded today, it truly was unlocked because it was after the murder. But you had attempted to escape previously.
Yeah, the security footage shows when you tried and failed because Teddy caught you.
Which was during the circus performance before the body was discovered. The holding cell was still locked at the time because no one knew that Knight had been killed yet. Therefore, you must have had the key to his cell on you. Without it, your escape would not have been possible.
Are you saying? Could he really have?
I believe he could, yes. The theft of the keys was in fact perpetrated by none other than Mr. Carcerato. He's the one who attacked the guard. My god, that's scary.
That's scary.
But not just the guard. Knight too, all to gain possession of the guard's keys. It wasn't me, you lousy bum. I didn't even know this Knight guy. After you stole the keys, you went back to your cell to avoid suspicion. And then you waited for the perfect moment to escape. A moment when the prison would be almost deserted. That's right. The moment of the show. Just before the discovery of the body. Unluckily for you, that particular attempt was thwarted by your furry friend. I don't know no furries!
Oh my god.
So you admit it, you are the furry. Wait! It's true. Sorry, I don't know what this is. It says who, huh? You got proof, genius? This ain't your win yet, nah. Knight knocked the guard out for the count, and everybody knows it. Don't play games with me. Knight was as much a victim as the guard in this case. As a matter of fact, I proved that Knight had been attacked in his cell. What's my proof? This.
The blood.
Yeah. The wiped blood?
Remember, it was only a little bit of blood, huh?
Yeah.
Take that!
We found traces of Knight's blood on the cleanly wiped floor of his cell. What could possibly explain such a thing other than having been attacked? And it was you who attacked him. You ambushed the both of them and stole the keys. Ooh, Why, I oughta...
I
What?
just now realized he has a mouse garden.
Oh, yeah.
He does.
Why I oughta...
This is his new voice.
What's with you, huh?
Oh my god.
Imagine. The newspaper wiped that blood up good. Ain't no way you should have found it.
Okay, but why did you think you had to wipe it up anyway?
Okay, bud. if they'd checked Knight and the guard's hands, they would have seen that those two came to blows. But the blood would give up the whole game. Ain't no way they don't figure out there was a third man in the ring. Plus, once they started sniffing around the floor, they'd have found the tunnel in a heartbeat. So you wiped up the blood to buy yourself a little more time. Thought you could wait for a better opportunity. Sadly, the opportunity you sought wasn't good enough to get you clear of the prison, it seems. Now, hand over the keys. Oh my god, slow motion. Wow.
Right in the
He's dead.
kisser.
KO'd by a lousy, stinking bomb. Then he dies. Fine. You want keys? Here, I hope you choke on him. Will do. Nom nom nom.
Oh, just
Taking a
like
page out of
his
Phoenix's
boyfriend.
butt.
These remind me of the keys that I used to chew on when I was teething as a baby. Nom nom nom.
Overruled. Wait a moment. If Mr. Carcerado here had the key,
Indeed, Your Honor. Your theory relies on Knight having used the keys he allegedly stole to escape his cell. That was the only way he would have been able to enter Mr. Saint's cage and move to the workshop. Unfortunately for you, we now know that that theory cannot possibly be true.
No! Guess this changed things up a bit, huh? Now the only person who could have moved Knight's body is the one person who knew about the tunnel.
No, you gotta be freaking.
Mr. Carcerado, you're under arrest. Move quietly now, pal.
Well, that should have been obvious. The fact that he escaped. Wait, you got the wrong guy. I didn't do nothing. Alright, fine. I knocked those two chumps out, and I stole the keys. But after that, I went right back to my cell and waited for my moment. Next time I went to Knight's cell, there was nobody around. And I mean nobody. Plus, his body was found in the workshop. You think I just magicked my way in there or something? I couldn't even have gotten out of my cell. Indeed, you only had the keys to Knight's cell. You couldn't have left your own cell back in the prison. But Mr. Canis's dog could. What? It was not you, but Helmut, who moved the body from your cell to the workshop.
I get it now. You're saying you wasn't the only pawn in this conspiracy.
Shut up. Indeed. One can easily imagine that Mr. Carcerado and Mr. Canis might have worked together. Mr. Carcerado could have killed Knight and dragged him back to his cell.
And then, Mr. Canis's dog took him from there to the workshop.
There are no restrictions on the animal's movements within the prison. Movement between the detention center and the prison proper, however, is tightly controlled. There was only one possible route, and only you could have taken advantage of it, Mr. Carcerado. How can you be so sure, huh? Maybe there's more of him and you just don't know. Something tells me that digging even a single tunnel was arduous enough. You got that right. You try scraping more than one hole in dirt with a spoon. Lucky for me, I didn't have to dig the whole way. Somebody already did a bunch of work for me. What? You didn't dig the entire tunnel yourself? Nope. Found it when they put me in that cell. Yeah. Ran all the way from there to the well in the yard already. I was just thinking about the well. You can look down the well to check it from there. It was the same tunnel, right? I just made good on what somebody else already started. Then what was the original tunnel for? Who knows? You're the one with all the answers, pal. Maybe somebody else tried to break out.
Ooh, or maybe the animals dug it. Like, get it water from the well or something.
I've heard more plausible scenarios than that in the B-grade movies, Kay. That's not that crazy. I stand with Kay. Well's dry, kid. Ain't no water to be had down there. Okay, well, maybe not the water part, but an animal could have dug it.
Sure.
Though, come to think of it, a smell. Yeah, always smelled kinda nice down there. Nice. Gee, I don't know. Smelled sorta like dessert, I guess. A sweet scent. That sounds very familiar. Where did we come across a sweet scent before? His body.
Yeah.
Take that!
Detective Gumshoe noticed a sweet smell when we were examining Knight's body. With the help of a police dog, we followed the scent of the body and traced its route back through the prison. And that Mr. Carcerado was how we found your tunnel. Could that same sweet scent be what you noticed coming from that well?
Very clever, Mr. Edgeworth. You mean to suggest that this is evidence of the body having been moved through the tunnel?
I do. Furthermore, Mr. Carcerado, you're the only person who could have done it. Nobody else had access.
You have our thanks, Mr. Carcerado. Truly. Finally the truth comes into view. Now, unburden yourself. This time. Confess your role in this tragic incident.
What? You ain't pinning this on me. I'm glad to see that we're finally in agreement, Your Honor. Blinks.
Oh, if only we were, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Carcerado may have been an accomplice, but not with Mr. Caden. No, he was working with Mr. Knight.
Hold it!
What fresh hell is this?
I do not believe that he moved Mr. Knight's body.
I just like had a big sigh. It's like, well, there's more.
Instead, I believe that he lent Mr. Knight the use of the keys that he stole. You've got to be kidding me. Granted, it seems that he likely attacked Mr. Knight. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Mr. Knight was caught, knocked unconscious as a result. And what if he wasn't? What if he and Mr. Carcerado had reached a certain agreement?
What kind of agreement exactly?
Mr. Knight was plotting an escape for which he requested a means of leaving his cell. And here was that precise means in the form of the keys that Mr. Carcerado had just stolen from the guard. Mr. Carcerado himself would need to pass through Mr. Knight's cell in order to effect his escape. Mr. Knight needed only to shout and alert the guards, and Mr. Carcerado's plans would be ruined. And so, the two struck a deal.
Lady, the only striking I do is with my fists.
Damn.
Very good.
My. Still you deny it.
So, we're agreeing that we still disagree.
Mr. Knight had Mr. Carcerado unlock his cell so that when Mr. Saint arrived, he could escape into the cave. Mr. Saint was then able to move him into the prison proper, just as planned.
Uh-huh. And then he took Mr. Knight into the workshop and did the dirty deed.
Ah, I forgot you were here.
Objection!
Oh no, poor Eustace.
It's like Eustace, I forgot you were here again, huh?
That took considerable effort on my part to not call him Sebastian.
Were neither of you listening? The scent of Knight's body proves that it was taken through the tunnel.
Overruled.
It was moved to the boob de ba
No.
cry.
Perhaps if you would let me finish, Mr. Edgeworth.
Never.
I'm
Well,
not
she
denying
says
that
it while
Mr. Knight's body
interrupting
was
him.
moved through the tunnel.
Yeah, you're the one who doesn't let me finish. It's just like my office all over again. Then what are you
Oh
driving
my god.
at? Yeah,
That
you
took
just
me
got
way
that.
too long. 'Cause okay.
It's
This
my
is a
best
trick
joke.
question.
Is it,
Yes.
as you say, Mr. Edgeworth, the sweet scent shows the body took. However, it did not enter the tunnel from Mr. Knight's cell. Huh? Then how did it get down? There is another possibility, one you seem to have overlooked. The well in the yard. Could a body not have entered through the tunnel from there? The well in the yard? Oh yeah, that thing! Mr. State did not take the case to the workshop. He took it outside. There he killed Mr. Knight and threw his body down the well. Yeet.
Whee!
Yeah! Mr. Caddis's dog then dragged Mr. Knight's body here to his owner's cell from the bottom of the well. How did the dog get back up out of the hole?
Jump.
Okay. On
Oh,
that
you jumped
note,
pretty high.
I would ask you to recall something. 8-foot vertical leap. What was happening in the yard at the approximate time of the body's discovery? The circus show, right? Regina and Simeon were performing for everyone. Wait. Simeon! Ah! That was very bird-like.
Ah!
I am the Yatagarasu after all. Ah, indeed. And so you see how it must have also been him who disposed of the body.
Judge Gavel is a truly formidable opponent. She so effortlessly adjusted her theory to fit the facts.
I propose that Mr. Knight was taken to the yard, not the workshop.
The problem is that she's working from like a conclusion that she needs to come to.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're also kind of doing the same, but it trying to prove someone innocent. So I don't know.
And as we have established, Mr. Saint was off stage for 15 minutes. Ample time to throw the body down the well. I'm sure you'll agree.
Objection!
Your deduction is impressive, Your Honor. However, even supposing that Knight's body was indeed thrown down the well, you cannot conclusively say that it was during the show. It could have happened at a different time.
Overruled. My sympathies, Mr. Edgeworth, but it simply could not have.
What?
Mr. Carcerado was using the tunnel at around the time the show began. Mr. Carcerado, did you happen to trip over a corpse while you were down there?
No. Place was clean. Clean as dirt. Ugh.
If the body had been at the bottom of the well before the show began, Mr. Carcerado would have seen it. However, he saw no such thing. Which makes it somewhat difficult to support your theory. Furthermore, Mr. Knight's body was discovered in the workshop after the show. In summary, the body must have been thrown down the well and moved to the workshop at some point during the show. Tell me, who else could have done that but Mr. Saint?
Hold on.
What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth?
If the body did indeed enter the tunnel from the well, things don't look good for Mr. Saint. Still. Your Honor, your theory is just that, a theory. And I posit that you lack the evidence to back it up.
I concede that, for the moment, I do not.
May I suggest that we investigate the yard again?
No! Kidding. Very well. May the goddess of justice go with you.
Cavell's just like, who's this we you're talking about? Now then, to the yard. Perhaps we can finally put this case to rest. Jesus Christ.
Jesus? No, apparently not.
Hmm? What's that sound? I'm gonna cry. I feel tears coming.
Is there a fire?
Did somebody else escape? Should we maybe skip town too?
Darlings, please! There's nothing to be alarmed about. That was so German. By which I mean that is not an alarm. It is the dinner bell. Also, I suppose it is rather alarming if you are not used to it. It certainly scared the heck out of me.
We've been here all day and haven't eaten.
I am so sorry, sweet pea. I hope you can forgive us.
Sweet pea is such not a French thing.
I know.
So, I do like this direction for the character, but I do think your original idea was probably better.
Well, now I've committed for too long, so.
Yeah.
Alright, you two. Back to your post. Too sweet. Sprinkling in the few French phrases I know. And as for you, Hugo Caserto, it is time you went back to your room.
Yeah, fine. I get the picture. Come on, Teddy. What did I say?
We're out of here.
We're out of here. I'll see you in Rocky 18. Oh, God. Warden Lagarde, we'd like to take one more look around the yard.
Oh, darling. Don't you have homes of your own to go to?
That's really funny.
I live here at the prison, so I am already at home.
She's just like, don't you have, like, lives outside of this?
Visiting hours are over, I'm afraid. Tomorrow?
No, it's imperative that we investigate it right away.
I think we've had quite enough excitement for one day, don't you? Murderers, escapees, so eventful.
I smell a cover-up gonna happen.
This time our guest went on to the Betty Pies, isn't it? Oh, oui, it is.
Argon.
Come on now, darling. Don't make me bore you with that I haven't the warden. This is an order. Nonsense. Warden Lagarde is right. Her word is law here, and we must respect her wishes. Mr. Edgeworth, your investigation of the yard will have to wait until tomorrow. You may keep your badge for now. That matter of your standing can wait. I bid you all good day.
Bye. Eustace is all like, I bid you all bad day.
Have a fucking awful day. What are you waiting for? I don't know. It's their random
Kitty.
French nickname here instead of kittykins. That's nothing.
Kitty, bitty, witty, itty bitties.
Off you go.
Okay. Fine. At least there is a tomorrow for me.
Bro, you weren't gonna get executed for it.
Well, you never know with Ace Attorney. liberal usage of the death penalty.
Very, like, it's weird who gets it and who doesn't.
Judge Gavelle believes that Knight's body was dropped down the well and then taken through Mr. Carserado's cell to the workshop. But is that truly the case? Do the facts really support her theory? She also seems to believe that Mr. Saint had to be the one to move his body. But was he really the one? The only one with the opportunity to do so?
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Tomorrow's another day. We'll figure out a way to save Simeon. I know we will.
Come back, Simeon's dead.
God.
Yes, we will. I will prove that Mr. Saint is innocent, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Oh my god.
We did it!
Oh my god.
I know we
2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That was like almost 3 hours.
Yeah, with last stream, this like segment of the game was like probably an over 3 hour segment. At least with us talking.
Oh yeah.
I know we talk, but
yeah. I know that we have.
I am pretty confident we'll be able to finish this case next stream.
Yeah,
Yay.
which makes me feel good about how I did the thumbnails.
yeah.
Actually, I secretly had 2 options.
Although I was wondering, because Regina showed up for like 2 seconds in this episode.
Yeah.
You could change it. Did we use Rocco yet, or?
No, I could. I actually didn't have that as one of my options, though.
Okay. Maybe we could change it to Rocco. Anyway.
Yeah.
Go to me.
Every time you say Rocco by itself, all I could think of is like Sesame Street.
What about his modern life?
True.
I guess, yeah, that's true. But I mainly think of how Rocco and how much Elmo hates Rocco.
Why does Elmo hate Rocco?
So okay.
Okay.
It's time for Sesame Street lore with Yessie. Also, I'm sorry the cat is misbehaving. So I apologize on behalf of the cat. I don't think that he is sorry though. Anyway, Sesame Street lore with Yessie. Rocco is Zoe the monster's pet rock.
Uh-huh.
He's just a rock. He doesn't do anything. It's kind of similar to, like, you know, sometimes kids have a pet rock.
Uh-huh.
And Elmo fucking hates Rocco.
Uh-huh.
Because he does
Oh,
not...
I think I've seen this clip, actually.
Yeah, he cannot understand the fact that, like, you know, Zoe's, like, imagining and using her imagination. Like, oh, Rocco likes cookies and all this. And I was like...
Yeah, he's always just like, that's a rock. Okay?
This is the clip where he's like, it's just a rock!
Yeah. That's also
He is
the source of
huh?
one of my favorite TikTok audios that got popular a few years back, where it's like, Elmo wasn't going to play with Rocco any longer. This playdate is over. Where are you going? Alaska. It's faster if you drive. Ah! I love that bit.
Yeah.
I love it.
Alright. Well,
Well, that was the stream.
Yeah.
That was a stream. I apologize for the tech issues of the cat.
next time we will finish this case, but I really do... The characters are really on point, and their banter is fun.
They're good.
And just
a lot
like
of fun characters in this case.
these games are really fun for being able to bring back a bunch of characters, kind of like consequence free.
Yeah.
Like the main Ace Attorney games have to focus on a story that they're trying to build, but this one has a story.
Wow, so you're saying that we should have more cases in prison?
Yeah, well, I mean, this case has like Regina and
Yeah, that's true.
Saw It, and I mean, the last case also brought back, and the first game brought back a lot of characters. It's just very fun.
No, I'm with you. I do feel that, like, aside from, like, characters that we know show up later because, like, they're on, like, title cards and whatever for, like, the games, I feel like after this game we don't see a lot of cameos from prior characters.
Yeah. I mean, like, we'll see
Like,
all
I'm
the
trying
running
to think.
characters, like, of...
Yeah, like, we'll see
don't,
Edgewolf,
and-
obviously.
And my understanding is the reason they do that is because, like, basically starting with, like, Apollo Justice, they wanted to make sure that every game in the series was approachable to newcomers, and unfortunately, that means they're like, we can never reference like characters from like previous games.
Which I think is so
Basically.
stupid because like if I
It
had
is
never played
stupid.
if I had never played a game before, like I would still be perfectly fine with like objection, and then like being like, oh boy, here she is again. This is Francisca von Karma. She's my boyfriend's sister who thinks that she's older than him, but she's really not. We went at it in court a few times. Anyway, moving back on with the story.
Also,
like I would have been like, oh okay.
Also, no one plays Apollo Justice as their first game, I don't think.
Well, it's just like
many people who
it's
do.
just it's just part of the problem with most long-running game series where they want to increase the sales, so they're being like, hey, if you're a newcomer, you've never played any of the previous games before, that's fine. You can literally jump into it with no consequences, and they take that like to its extremes in this series.
And that works for some series. Like,
yeah,
I think it's reasonable to say that you could play like any Pokemon game, for example, and it would be fine as your first one. But in a game that is focused on
Final Fantasy, basically.
Yeah, Final Fantasy. A game that focuses on like a long-running narrative, it just doesn't work like that.
They actually also do have that problem in the Yakuza series, by the way.
I was gonna say
it does have a long-running narrative, and because of that, if there's a character that's super consequential in like one game, there's a very good shot they will never ever show up again. I hate it.
Anyway, narrative in video game. It's weird.
It's weird.
Movies can get away with like not caring for the most part.
Yeah.
Which is always strange to me because sequels always do better at like the box office. So I'm like, are more people watching sequels?
Yeah.
Well, they don't always do better, but a lot of the times they do.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Shrek 2.
Yeah. I was thinking most
Shrek 2 is
recently
so
like
good.
Dune Part 2, I believe, did better than Dune Part 1.
Okay, yeah.
And so like
true.
That might also be because Dune Part 1 kind of came out at the tail end of like lockdown, so like a lot of people were watching it on HBO anyway because it came out immediately. But still, did people just skip the first one? I couldn't fathom doing that.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Anyway, we'll see you all next week. That was a fun discussion.
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy, everyone.